Today we're going to talk about the 6 early warning signs of, what was it again? Oh, right, dementia. But before we get into that, I want to share a quick story from when I was practicing medicine. It has to do with what looked like early signs of dementia, but really weren't. You see, if you're stressed, exhausted, or didn't get a good night's sleep, you might show symptoms that look like dementia, even though you don't actually have it. And one of the worst things you can do is label your spouse or partner with a diagnosis, especially if you're not a doctor. That can do more harm than good. This reminds me of a couple who came into my office several years ago. The wife believed her husband was showing signs of dementia, so I asked him, "When did you first notice anything unusual?" He replied, "I think it started when my wife began diagnosing me." That made me pause. As I watched them talk, I noticed the husband struggled to remember things, and his wife kept pointing it out. "You forgot again. You're mixing up your words," and so on. I had to be honest with her. I told her that constantly correcting him was only going to make things worse. Every time someone is reminded of a mistake, it gets reinforced in their brain, and they're more likely to keep making it. So I pulled the wife aside and asked her to try something. I told her to let him make mistakes and not to correct him at all for 1 week. When they returned a week later, something surprising happened. He was clear, focused, and didn't seem to have any memory problems at all. So I wanted to share that because as I go over these 6 early signs of dementia, I want you to know. Just having 1 or 2 of these sometimes doesn't mean you have dementia. And if someone you know has a few of these, remember, it could be from lack of sleep, blood sugar issues, or other temporary conditions. It doesn't always mean it's real dementia. Now, let's get into what dementia actually is. Dementia is a gradual loss of mental function, often because certain parts of your brain are shrinking. One important area that's affected is the hippocampus, which we'll talk more about soon. But for now, here are the 6 early warning signs. Trouble organizing or planning. You may find it difficult to plan or keep things in order. Changes in personality. You or someone else might notice changes in how you act. But remember, this can happen for many reasons besides dementia. Constipation. This one may seem odd, but it's true. Just having constipation doesn't mean you have dementia, but there's a strong connection between your gut and your brain. Your digestive system has more nerve cells than your spinal cord, and your gut bacteria produce brain chemicals like serotonin. People with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's often have constipation more than others. Sensory problems. This includes changes in smell, taste, hearing, vision, and appetite. These can all be early signs of brain decline. As this decline continues, it affects your ability to focus, concentrate, and remember things. Language difficulties. You might struggle to find the right words, repeat things often, or mix up your words. This happens when the hippocampus isn't working properly. In some cases, people speak in full sentences, but what they say doesn't make sense. It's frustrating because they're trying to communicate, but their words come out jumbled. This is a clear sign of hippocampus damage, where that part of the brain is shrinking. Getting lost in new places. You might find it hard to find your way in unfamiliar areas. There's a part of the brain that acts like an internal GPS. When it stops working, your sense of direction fails, and you just can't figure out where you are. This can be one of the first clues of early dementia. Now let's talk about 7 things you can do to help stop this, especially before it gets worse. The earlier you start, the better your chances of improving brain health. The biggest problem in healthcare today is the lack of attention given to how your diet affects your brain. Many doctors still believe it's all about genetics or aging and that there's not much you can do. But I believe you can prevent and even reverse early dementia if you start early. Step 1. Understand what causes the hippocampus to shrink. One major cause is a lack of vitamin B1, also called thiamine. This deficiency often comes from drinking alcohol or eating too many carbs. The more sugar or carbohydrates you eat, the more B1 your body needs. Why? because your body uses B1 to process those carbs. So if you drink alcohol or eat a lot of sugar, you're using up your B1 quickly. The solution? Start taking B1, preferably from nutritional yeast, but make sure it's non-synthetic, natural, not man-made. Also, stop drinking alcohol and reduce carb-heavy foods. The good news? You can still enjoy vegetable-based carbs. Step 2. Heal your gut. Your gut bacteria, microbiome, play a big role in brain health. Studies on Alzheimer's and Parkinson's show that these patients often have low gut bacteria diversity and gut inflammation. What helps? Eat a variety of different vegetables, not just one type. The more plant fiber types you eat, the more gut bacteria strains you support. Fasting also improves gut health. Surprisingly, fasting makes gut bacteria stronger, not weaker. It helps new beneficial strains grow. The gut-brain connection is two-way. If the brain suffers, the gut suffers, and vice versa. Many important brain chemicals and vitamins are made by gut microbes. Also, cutting out gluten and grains has been shown to help some people with dementia. Avoiding GMO foods and the pesticide glyphosate, used in GMO crops, is helpful too, since glyphosate harms both soil and human bacteria. Step 3. Eat more sprouts. Sprouts, like broccoli sprouts, contain a powerful compound called sulforaphane, which is great for your brain. Sprouts are nutrient-rich, especially after the seed has sprouted, making them easier to digest and full of natural compounds that help the brain and gut. People with dementia often have leaky gut, and sprouts can help with both gut and brain health. They're cheap and easy to grow at home, too. Step 4. Use ketones as brain fuel. Ketones are a cleaner fuel for your brain and can bypass damaged areas. In dementia, brain cells aren't using glucose well. Ketones can feed them directly. The best way to make more ketones? Intermittent fasting. Occasional longer fasts. You can also add MCT oil, a type of fat that creates ketones, to your diet. Try 1 tablespoon twice a day. You can even take ketone supplements. Fasting also activates genes that protect brain health. Step 5. Ginkgo biloba. This herb, especially the extract called EGB 761, has been shown to protect the brain and help dementia symptoms. It improves blood flow and supports brain function. Step 6. Lion's mane mushroom. This mushroom is amazing. The research on lion's mane shows it can significantly improve memory and brain function. It helps the brain grow new nerve connections and has a big impact on cognitive health. You might want to look into this one further. Step 7. Don't forget the basics omega-3 fats, especially DHA, found in fish oil and cod liver oil. Vitamin D, which plays a big role in brain and immune health. Zinc, important for thinking and memory exercise, which boosts blood flow and oxygen to the brain. And finally, sleep. Poor sleep raises stress hormones like cortisol, which lowers brain oxygen levels and makes things worse. So remember, just because someone forgets a word or gets lost once in a while doesn't mean they have dementia. But if you start to notice these signs more often, it's best to take action now. The earlier you act, the better chance you have at improving brain health. Let food, sleep, and smart habits support your brain before things get worse. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tips on brain health, wellness, and natural remedies. And as always, take care of yourself and those you love.